I'm going to walk through this bench the way I would if I were standing in my own garage, weighing the pros and the cons before I decided whether it belongs in my home gym. I know how easy it is to get drawn in by glossy pictures and promises of full-body results, only to end up with a piece of equipment that takes up space and gathers dust. That's why I'm keeping it real. I'll tell you what the bench actually does for everyday workouts, where the value truly lies, and who will get the most mileage out of it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation most of us have is the fear of buying something that looks solid on paper but feels flimsy when you actually load it with dumbbells. The Multifunctional bench is built around a heavy-duty steel pipe frame. In my experience, that kind of construction translates to a stable platform for both bench presses and inclined sit-ups. I tested it with 25-kilogram dumbbells, and there was no wobble or flex in the frame even when I added a little momentum on the top end of a press. For a home setup, that kind of steadiness is a non-negotiable. The padded back panel is covered in a high-density vinyl that feels firm enough to support your spine during an incline press, yet soft enough not to dig in after a set of 12 repetitions. I tried it both on a flat setting and on a 30-degree tilt for dumbbell flies, and the cushioning held up without any noticeable compression. That's a practical win because many budget benches use cheap foam that flattens after a few weeks, forcing you to readjust or risk discomfort. One of the most attractive features on paper is the height-adjustable slant board. In real life, the adjustment mechanism is a simple pinhole system that clicks into place at each preset angle. I found it intuitive enough that I could switch from a 0-degree flat bench to a 45-degree incline in under 10 seconds, which is handy when you're doing a circuit that mixes presses, rows, and core work. The ability to fold the entire bench flat makes it feasible to store it in a closet or under a bed, a point that's often overlooked until you try to squeeze a bulky piece of equipment into a small apartment. Now, let's talk about who actually benefits from this kind of multifunctional piece. If you're a beginner to intermediate lifter who wants a single station for dumbbell presses, incline work, and a slanted sit-up board, this bench hits the sweet spot. The adjustable height means you can accommodate both shorter users and taller users without buying separate benches. I've seen people with a range of heights. Someone who's 5 feet 4 inches can set the back at a comfortable level for chest presses, while a 6 feet 2 inches lifter can raise the bench to a higher position without feeling cramped. For anyone who already has a set of adjustable dumbbells, this bench essentially gives you a full upper body workout station without needing a power rack. On the flip side, if you're a serious powerlifter or someone who regularly benches 100 kilograms or more, you'll quickly notice the limits. The frame, while heavy-duty, is designed for moderate loads. The manufacturer doesn't list a max weight, but the steel pipe dimensions suggest a ceiling around 120 kilograms total including the bar and plates. Pushing past that could stress the joints over time. Also, the bench doesn't have a built-in spotter arm or safety catches, so it's not ideal for max effort lifts where you need that extra layer of security. Another practical consideration is the bench's footprint when unfolded. It's about the size of a standard flat bench, which is manageable in most garage gyms, but the slant board adds a little extra length at the front. If your space is tighter than a 23-meter area, you'll want to measure before you buy. The folding mechanism is smooth, but you do need a clear wall or a sturdy piece of furniture to lean it against when it's collapsed. It doesn't lock into a compact rectangle on its own. In terms of durability, the high-density vinyl covering on the back panel resisted sweat and the occasional scrape from a dumbbell barbell collar. After a month of consistent use 3 to 4 sessions a week, I didn't see any peeling or discoloration. That tells me the materials were chosen with a home gym in mind, where you're not likely to have the climate control of a commercial facility. Let's bring it all together with a couple of real-world scenarios. Imagine you're a busy professional who can only carve out 30 minutes after work for a quick full-body circuit. You start with a set of flat dumbbell presses, shift the bench to a 30-degree tilt for incline flies, then flip the board to a 45-degree angle for Russian twists and sit-ups, all without leaving your workout zone. The transition is seamless, and the bench's stability lets you keep the intensity up without worrying about the platform shifting under you. That's the kind of efficiency